Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share about brain dumping for mental health. All right, you've probably heard the term. If you haven't, it's literally what the words are, brain dumping. So dumping everything that's in your head out of your head. And you can organize that in any way that you want, depending on the type of person that you are. If you want to write that down in a journal or in a book, or if you want to keep notes on your computer or on your phone or a spreadsheet, whatever works for you, that's how you're going to keep the information. And so what happens to us is we just kind of get overloaded, right? Do you ever get to that point where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't fit any more information in my head. I feel like it's just going to explode. And that's your key, all right? That's your brain telling you, stop right here. I'm done. And you take that break, mental health, self-care right there. 101, stop and start to take that information out of your head, all right? So you want to set enough time aside to do that. And this isn't something, especially if you get to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, this is my first time doing this. If it's your first time and you're like, this is way too much information, I've got too much stuff in my head. So you want to make sure you set aside, probably a whole day the first time, if not more. If you could maybe get a hotel somewhere for the weekend and just really work on that, that would be great. But if that's not ideal and it doesn't work with your work schedule, you can just devote as much time as you can to it the first time so that you're able to get as much out of it as you can. And it's actually going to help you go a longer amount of time without having to do another brain dump. First thing is to start with those things that are just really nagging you, that are just real obvious right in front of you. Like, oh my gosh, I have to pay all these bills, or I have to get this organized, or I have to do, I should throw away the kids' old clothes that don't fit them, or I need to, start downsizing the house and start, breaking down the kids' rooms to sell the house and move. Whatever those things are that are just in the front of your brain, just really bothering you, that are real obvious. Those are the ones that you write down first because they're the easiest ones. Now, as you start to jot things down, you have more and more space in there, and you start to realize there's some more stuff back there. There's some stuff in the recesses. Ooh, I didn't even realize that was back there. You have to give yourself that opportunity to really open yourself up and to let those things out of your brain, because those are the worst ones. Those ones that just stick in the recesses of your brain, those are the ones that nag at you the most, and you don't even realize it because they're sitting back there and they're just festering, as opposed to the things that are in the front and are more likely to go away from time to time. These sit back there and just, like I said, just kind of fester for a long time. So you want to make sure that you get those out. Be sure that, you kind of dump everything out, and you're going to be really surprised. Once you start this process, you're like, oh my gosh, I did not realize that I was thinking that, or that I felt that way about that. It's really an incredible experience. Once you get past kind of the awkwardness of the first little bit of it, you just kind of feel, I'll be honest, the very first time I did it, I was like, this feels kind of weird, like I'm doing something weird. I'm not really a journaling kind of person, so to me, it just felt a little awkward at first. But once you get used to it, wow, just the stuff just kind of goes rolling out from your brain. So the next thing you're wondering is, okay, I got everything out, now what? What do I do with this information? All right, so you kind of have to organize it. You think to yourself, all right, start looking at all of the things that you've dumped out and think to yourself, okay, what of this stuff is garbage? It's just like organizing, a closet. It's like, what of this stuff, it literally just needs to go in the trash. Like you've been storing empty Amazon boxes in your coat closet. Okay, I know I did that. You probably do too. Okay, we'll dump that out. So you got stuff like that you've brain dumped, all right, obvious things, just throw it out. Gone. I'm done thinking about that because I don't need to, because it doesn't matter and it doesn't apply to anything and it doesn't help with anything. Get rid of it. Then group them together. So are they things related to work? Are they things related to family, to your children, to your spouse, to your parents, to your siblings, whatever that breakdown may be, group the thoughts and organize them into kind of groups, little groupings. All right. And then that way you can start to kind of looking at them and say, okay, which of these do I need to address now, and which can I put aside, or sometimes it's just a really quick fix, like, oh, I forgot I was supposed to call my sister and, schedule a date to go visit, or I forgot to, call my sister because it's one of her daughter's birthdays and I need to send her a gift. So make sure that you make room in your brain, that you make time to set those things aside. When you don't have these kind of useless things sitting around in your brain, wow, you have so much more space for thinking about things that you really want to spend time thinking about and working on. Like, if there's a blog that you've wanted to start, or like if you've wanted to start writing a book, now you have space to be able to create and to be able to work towards the things that you want to work towards, and that you want to create and that you want to do, and goals that you have. This is going to be able to help you to get there. All right. So another question that I get is, how often should I brain dump? Should I schedule this weekly? It's not really something that you schedule per se. You can do it that way. I know several ladies who do it that way, but I just kind of let my brain tell me when to do it. Now, obviously, the more often you do it, if you have it scheduled, the easier it is for you and less taxing physically, emotionally it is on you. But I like to just go by feeling. And right now, I'm brain dumping maybe about once a month, once every couple of months. So it's not real often because, of course, our lifestyle is a little bit different and I don't have as much stuff kind of weighing down on me with our kids out of the home. That makes that aspect a little bit easier and different than having to be concerned with their day-to-day activities. And the same thing with if I had a 9-to-5 job, I don't have that, so I don't have those things to worry about, like work projects and things like that I have to do. So I don't have any of those things to kind of fill my brain. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to go longer periods because I don't have as much stuff coming into my brain. And then just kind of know how this process is like a huge stress reliever. You feel like, that you have this huge weight lifted off of you. It's almost like having like a therapy session with yourself, which is really an incredible feeling to just kind of get those things out of your system, out of your brain, and out there so that you can see them. Sometimes when they're all stuffed in there, it's really hard to see them. So once you get them out, write them down, be honest with yourself, it's really going to make a huge difference. So I hope that this information on brain dumps for better mental health has helped you out. I hope that you subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications so you'll know when the videos are posted. Share it with your friends if you think this will be helpful. You can use the link and share it just where it says share, click on it and share it on social medias. And I do hope that you will come back. Have a great day.